Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I want to share with you something I really struggle with on the path, and I think by sharing maybe it can help you, which is forgiveness, self-forgiveness. For me, it's like I've really come a long way when it comes to forgiving others. I'm able to give everyone the benefit of the doubt and to really see that they are just doing the best they can their with their level of consciousness and awareness in that moment. I can just see that people are innocent and that people are always doing their best. And then when people maybe when people hurt me with their words or actions, a lot of that's because they're in pain. And when people are in pain, they're not always acting from their highest place. A lot of times the pain is speaking through them. Their pain bodies are speaking through them. So often when I see somebody acting in that type of way that's disappointing, it could be something small, someone who's, we all, when we're out living life, we see little things here and there. And what I notice is I just more or less see people's pain body now when they're hurting or when they're, just acting in a way that's not what we would call very nice, very kind. Instead of identifying that's who they are, I just see that's their pain body coming through and they're just doing the best they can. And whenever someone triggers me, say somebody says something to me or something happens in my life where someone makes me feel badly, I always look at that as a very huge opportunity for me to feel what I need to feel to wake up more fully. Matt Kahn says it so brilliantly. He says, everyone is the quantum field. And when you see somebody, like say your partner in relationship, say they say something to you that, just digs deep. And you just feel that pain in your heart. You just feel that maybe even anger at them or just bitterness and resentment. Well, the beautiful thing that Matt Kahn says is that's just the quantum field expressing itself through that person. Just like the quantum field expresses itself through you. It's all the quantum field. So what's really happening when you're getting triggered, when someone's saying something hurtful to you, when someone's letting you down, is the quantum field is giving you what you need so you can feel the feelings that you're afraid of feeling, so that you can wake up more fully. And so that perspective really helps. And it also helps, you could call it God if you want, that God is acting through everybody, and when people are triggering you, that's just helping you to access the parts of you that are still unconscious and unawakened, and it's helping you to access the parts of you that haven't been integrated yet. Because in truth, if you were fully integrated, if you were this fully conscious being, then there's nothing anyone could say that would trigger you, because you wouldn't have anything you're attached to, right? You wouldn't have any beliefs you're attached to, or any perspectives, or you would always be feeling the wholeness within, and you would always see other people's actions for what they are, that they're not personal. Nothing is personal. And this perspective of everything is the quantum field, and the quantum field is just helping the quantum field know itself better. That helps you to take that personal victim feeling out of it. It's not personal what everyone is saying to you, your partners, your coworkers, maybe your boss, just random people, strangers, that someone says something to you and it just really irks you, And when we're not taking everything personally, and when we can just see through the lens of higher perspective of, what is this helping me to feel right now that I haven't been willing to feel myself? How come this triggered me? What do I feel is true about the thing that this person said to me or did to me, about myself that I haven't integrated? Because if I didn't feel the truth of what they were saying, I wouldn't be getting triggered in this moment. So you can really, and this is what's called Christhood, you can start thanking others internally. Thank you for helping me to feel what I need to feel to wake up. And this goes for when you're betrayed, for when someone lets you down, for anything you could think of that requires you to forgive another person. And this isn't forgiving people to become a doormat and to become um, disempowered. This is first, to forgive others is to let go of that burden of resentment and bitterness and anger and hostility, because that's heavy and it'll weigh you down. And that'll really block up your energy, and it just doesn't feel good to be hanging on to that. It's just heavy. So this is, first of all, for you to let go of and to come back to your lightness and your higher awareness, because when you're in your higher awareness, you're seeing that everything is just the quantum field expressing itself through form. And the quantum field is helping the quantum field. Others are helping you. You're all the quantum field. So the quantum field is helping the quantum field to know itself better. So it can go from unconsciousness into consciousness. So whenever you're triggered, whenever someone hurts you, just know that it's helping you to see aspects in you that you've probably tried denied seeing for a long time. And if someone triggers us and we just react with that same energy, well, then we're not really going to see what we need to see. That pattern's just going to keep perpetuating itself. But if someone triggers us and we take the time to go within and sit with it and process it with it and to feel into it and feel into the emotions that arise, well, then that's the gift. Then we're receiving the gift that the quantum field was trying to give to us through the form of maybe your boss, your partner, your family, your friends, the crazy person in traffic, the person at the grocery store. These opportunities are everywhere. So really just that's the part for me. I grasp that, right? So what I'm walking you towards here is the part that's difficult for me. So it's interesting how I'm willing to give everyone else the benefit of the doubt, and I'm willing to see that they're innocent, they're completely innocent, and they're just doing the best that they can in every moment. And I really have gotten so good at suspending judgment, negative judgment about others, and just seeing the God within them, and seeing that when they're acting a certain way, it's not really them, it's just they're in their pain body, and they don't quite yet have the tools to integrate the pain, We're very lucky if you're watching this channel. You've at least started, I'm sure, to develop the tools to integrate your pain and to integrate your shadow and your trauma. You're very fortunate in this sense because so many people are so deeply asleep that they don't have those tools. So you have to understand that people are just doing the best they can because they're in a lot of pain and trauma and they don't really know what to do. So they're just reacting. They're in reactive mode and they're stressed. So it's easy. I think it's easier for us to see that and to let people kind of off the hook, and not off the hook that we let them walk all over us, like I said, and to take advantage of us. No, that's not what I'm getting at. You maintain your power. Forgiveness is actually one of the most powerful things you can do if it's true. I'm talking about, I have a hard time really letting myself off the hook, like really giving myself the benefit of the doubt, really seeing that I'm always doing the best that I can be doing. And just seeing that I'm the quantum field too, and I'm a human being, and this is an evolutionary reality, and mistakes are inevitable. There's no such thing as the perfect human being. And I feel like so many of us on this path, but I'll just speak for me, is I hold myself to this like spiritual, egoic perfectionism, right? And can be really good. It can be really good to hold ourselves to high standards. But if we're if we're not giving ourselves compassion when we do take 2 steps back, when we do inevitably make a mistake, whether it's saying something that we're not proud of or an incongruent, misaligned action that just came from unconsciousness, because these things are gonna happen. And if we don't have it within us to give ourselves compassion and to show ourselves the same unconditional love and compassion that we're willing to show others when they make a mistake, then we're going to get kind of stuck on the spiritual path. We're going to kind of feel some numbness and just dis-ease. And one of the things that really resonated with me today as I was doing a little reading on how to forgive the self, because I was really kind of stuck in it, was there's a difference between guilt and shame. Guilt for a temporary period of time can be a productive emotion. It's a natural emotion because it shows you that you did something that's not in alignment with your values and beliefs. That's okay. Feel the guilt. allow yourself to understand, like, yes, this was a mistake. This is not my highest offering to life, to have said that thing, did that thing, whatever the thing is. And you can learn from the mistake. You can learn from that temporary feeling of guilt. That guilt tells you something's off. And if you feel into it, you'll sense, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. And then the lessons learned, and then you can go through the cycle of, okay, what needs to be done? Maybe it leads you to, I need to apologize for my act. I need to give a sincere apology. Or maybe it's just you see it as just an opportunity, like you would if someone else triggered you. You now see it as an opportunity you gave yourself. Because when you're feeling guilt about an action, when you're feeling like you made a mistake, what you're really seeing in that moment, and this is a key thing I learned today through my actions, you're seeing something you've outgrown. Otherwise, you wouldn't feel guilty about it. You would be still unconscious of the act. That's the beautiful thing about making a mistake and feeling bad is, oh shit, I've outgrown that. That's no longer who I am anymore. That's why I feel bad right now. You realize you've expanded to something greater than the act or thing you just said. And you just see it as a beautiful opportunity that life, that the quantum field has given you to let go of that pattern, to let go of that. And it's an opportunity to learn how to forgive yourself and to let go of any shame. That's the thing. There's a difference between guilt and shame. Guilt helps us to know that we did something that's not in alignment. Shame makes it feel like the world, everything's just piling on top of us, and that we're burying ourselves with harsh words and self-criticalness and, that inner critic. It can get really heavy. So shame is something, if we recognize that that's not helpful. And looking back on a lot of my life, I realized that shame has played a big role in why I haven't been able to access self-forgiveness. And it goes back to, we give other people our unconditional love. Like we love people no matter what they do. We give them that, unconditional love. So like, why is it so hard to love ourselves unconditionally the same way? And to know that we're going to act unconsciously too, and that it's okay because it's just learning. We're all just learning here. And we know we have a good heart, and we know we're trying our best, just like everyone else is. And this is just evolution. It's just bringing unconsciousness into consciousness. And I guess I just wanted to share this with you guys today because self-forgiveness is like one of the most powerful and cathartic healing things you can do for yourself, is to learn how to let go of the things you're hanging on to that you blame yourself for, that have resentment tied up in it, or that you are, when we make a mistake and we can't let go, what it's done for me is it's helped me to see the lingering self-hatred that's still within me, that I haven't alchemized yet, that I haven't shined the light of awareness, that I haven't shined the light of pure love on. And what this has led me to is realizing that an open heart cures all. An open heart lets chemicals free in your body that literally changes your DNA. And the best way to learn how to forgive yourself is to open your heart. So today, as I was hanging on to all of this guilt and this shame and these negative emotions, and as I was talking to myself, in not so nice ways, I just put my hands on my heart for like a half hour and closed my eyes and just focused in on my heart and focused in on the goodness that was there. And I was just breathing into my heart, and that's just a beautiful way if you're struggling with heavy guilt, heavy shame, heavy regret, if you keep replaying the past in your head over and over. It's a good way to get in touch with the goodness in your being, the goodness in your heart. So to end, when someone else triggers you, hurts you with their words or actions, see it as an opportunity to be with the feelings and the emotions and the energies that you have been denying yourself, that you have been avoiding feeling. And see the situation for what it is. It's just the quantum field waking the quantum field up. Quantum field coming to know itself better. And when you can't let go of guilt and heavy shame because of your actions, see it as a learning experience. See it as an opportunity for growth. And know that you give yourself that same, like, treat yourself, parent yourself, like, talk to yourself as if you were your best friend, or like you're the mother or father of that part in you that won't let go, and tell yourself what you would tell your best friend, or if you have or had a child, you tell yourself you tried your best. You're doing the best you can. You're a human being. You're gonna make mistakes. You've outgrown what you just did or said, and that's wonderful. Look at how much you're growing to even feel bad for doing that. 3 or 4 years ago, you might not have felt bad about that because you weren't as conscious as you are now. And it was all those mistakes that you made growing up that got you to here. So this mistake is actually going to lift you to a new place because you recognize it was a mistake, because you're taking responsibility for it, and because you're processing it in a healthy way, because you're letting go of shame, and because you're being compassionate with yourself. And you would tell this little boy or this little girl or your best friend that this is a chance for you to practice self-love. This is an opportunity for you to learn how to accept yourself for who you are. This is a chance for you to accept yourself with all your flaws. And if we can talk to ourselves that way, if we can soothe ourselves, and if we can learn to let go of the heaviness of shame and guilt and regret, there isn't anyone else you're not going to be able to forgive. If you can forgive yourself, you're going to be able to forgive everyone else and everything else. And this could be one of the key building blocks and the key breakthroughs of your spiritual awakening. Self-forgiveness, because self-forgiveness is really synonymous with self-love. It's hard to forgive anything if you don't love it, right? You forgive your pet so easily because you just love it. You forgive your kids easily because you love them. You forgive your best friends. It might be a little harder sometimes, but you forgive them because you love them and they add value to your life. And bringing that unconditional love, that space of unconditional love and non-judgment to yourself is so important for healing. Because when we're seen as everyone else as the quantum field and we're not taking anything personally anymore, what we're doing is we're releasing all judgment from people's behaviors. We're seeing that there is no good and bad. There is no right and wrong. We're seeing that we're lifting ourselves out of duality when we learn forgiveness and self-forgiveness. And we're lifting ourselves into oneness. But for that to be complete, we must also learn how to forgive ourselves. And so as you learn to forgive others, churn those lessons, churn those gifts of yours to be able to give others unconditional love and non-judgment and acceptance and compassion. Churn that inward for yourself and just reap the beautiful benefits that are waiting for you. It's hard, but I really recommend just laying down for at least 20 or 30 minutes with your hands on your heart and bringing your consciousness into your heart. And if there's thoughts and if there's pain and there's trauma, that's fine. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Keep feeling it. And what you'll notice is your heart will start coming alive. And when your heart starts coming alive, healing chemicals are released through your body that helps you heal and it helps you helps you to heal this vessel, this avatar. And that makes self-forgiveness so much easier. Video's getting pretty long. I love you all so much, and you all deserve so much love. You deserve so much self-love. And I can feel it. I can feel you all coming so far. And we're ready for this. This is a step we're ready for. We're ready to start forgiving ourselves. This is transformative. This is powerful alchemization at a high level, self-forgiveness, and we can do this. I'll see you all in the next video. Namaste.